Joe Biden. The Hopeful Journey. A baby was born in a little house in Scranton, Pennsylvania, on a chilly winter's night in 1942. He was given the name Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. by his parents. They all referred to him as Joe. He was brought up in a middle-class, hard-working family and learned the importance of tenacity from his father, who frequently told him, "Son, when you get knocked down, get up right away." A childhood filled with determination and struggles. Joe Biden had a difficult upbringing. Speaking in front of others was a nightmare for him because of his severe stammer. His students would laugh at him whenever he stood up to respond to a question in class because his words would become stuck. Joe, however, never gave up. He trained himself to overcome his speech issue by reading poetry while standing in front of a mirror for hours on end. His destiny would be shaped by that tenacity in ways no one could have predicted. The first leadership dream. By the time he started college, Joe had a keen interest in politics. He aspired to be a leader who advocated for the average citizen. After graduating from the University of Delaware in 1965, he went on to earn a law degree. However, he quickly decided to enter politics since he felt that public service was his genuine calling. His life's greatest tragedy. Joe Biden accomplished something that many could only imagine when he was just 29 years old in 1972. He was elected as a U.S. Senator from Delaware. It was a triumphant moment, but there was a harsh turn to life. His wife Nelia and their 1-year-old daughter Naomi perished in a terrible vehicle accident a few days before Christmas. Bo and Hunter, his 2 little sons, were seriously hurt, but made it out alive. Joe Biden nearly left politics after being devastated. He couldn't fathom abandoning his sons, but the reason he continued was for them. To be home to put them to bed each night, he rode the train from Delaware to Washington, D.C. every single day. This marked the start of his lifetime Amtrak riding habit, which led to him being dubbed Amtrak Joe. The battle in Washington. As a senator, Joe Biden turned into a champion for the middle class, pushing for improvements in justice, healthcare, and education. He was renowned for having empathy and frequently establishing a personal connection with others. He was getting ready for a potential presidential run in 1988 when he was confronted with yet another potentially fatal situation. He had 2 cerebral aneurysms, which are enlarged blood arteries in the brain that might burst at any time, according to the doctors. He spent months recovering from emergency surgery. Nevertheless, he persisted as before. A new era and the vice presidency. When Joe Biden was selected as Barack Obama's running partner in 2008, history took yet another turn. They won the election together, and Biden became the U.S. vice president. Biden and Obama collaborated for the following 8 years, guiding the nation through international conflicts, healthcare reform, and economic downturns. However, another catastrophe occurred in 2015. Bo Biden, his cherished son, died of brain cancer. Bo, a capable leader in his way, had been Joe's pride. He was broken by the loss. He thought about quitting politics for good. 2020, the greatest resurrection. History, however, had other ideas. By 2020, a pandemic, racial conflicts, and economic unrest had left America polarized. Joe Biden understood that he couldn't remain inactive. He pledged to bring back hope, dignity, and unity when he stood for president. Joe Biden became the 46th President of the United States on November 3, 2020, following a hotly disputed election in which he defeated Donald Trump. He was elected at the age of 78, making him the oldest individual to hold the position. His resolve, however, remained unwavering. A resilient and hopeful leader. Joe Biden's path is a tale of perseverance as much as politics. Despite personal hardships, near-death encounters, and unspeakable losses, he never gave up. True leadership, as his tale demonstrates, is about getting back up after every setback rather than about never falling. Joe Biden is still working for progress, reconciliation, and unity in his role as President of the United States. Fundamentally, though, he is still the same Scranton boy, a man who strives to provide a better future for regular Americans and who is aware of their hardships.